Council of the Municipality of the County of Annapolis. I want to refer once again to the minutes of our first meeting in January of 1880 and the phraseology that was used. For example, it is ordered that the name of Charles Inglis be erased from the list of road surveyors in Ward number 11 and that of Ralph Bent remain. They both were there and should not have been. There's another item. It is ordered that Friday the 16th of January 1880 be set down as the day on which the council will hear and determine upon all road petitions presented for consideration. There was a lot of road building going on. And in the minutes in 1880 and afterwards, people will keep asking, we want a road from here to there and someplace else. And another item that's interesting is it is ordered that the semi-annual meeting of the council shall be held at Bridgetown. In 1880, when we started as a council, there were 2 meetings a year. You will remember that when the county was erected in 1759, we went from our current eastern border all the way down to Yarmouth. And so it seemed only right from a geographic point of view that the county seat, the Shire town, be Annapolis Royal. A few decades later, the county assumed proportions more relevant to where we are today, and folks in the Bridgetown area decided or were of the view that the county seat ought not to be in Annapolis Royal because it wasn't in the middle. So the result of the discussions were that one of the 2 meetings per year of the county council be held in Bridgetown, and that continued for a number of years. We'll start with roll call, please, beginning with District 1.
Bruce Prout. District 2, Brian Pizzicato.
District 3, Dustin Enslow.
District 4, Clyde Brennan.
District 5, Lynn Longmire.
District 6, Alec Morrison.
District 7, David Hudson.
District 8, Michael Gunn.
District 9, Wendy Sheridan.
District 10, Brad Redden.
District 11, Diane LeBlanc.
Thank you. And now approval of the order of the day, and I would like to add 22(2)E, personnel.
C, personnel.
2C, personnel. Any other changes to the order of the day? Could I have a motion to adopt the order of the day as amended, please? Councillor Sheridan, seconded by Councillor LeBlanc. Discussion. All in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
I would like now to have a motion to go into camera in accordance with Section 22(2)D, Labor Relations of the Municipal Government Act, and Section 22(2)C of the same Municipal Government Act, personnel. Moved by Deputy Warden, seconded by Councillor Longmire. Discussion. All in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Passed. We are now back in council session, and we are on page 5.1, minutes. Discussion of the 14th of March minutes. Thank you. We'll now move to the 21st of March minutes. Page 4 to 13. Thank you. We are now in minutes of a public meeting on the 21st of March, page 14 to 22. Thank you. We'll now move to Committee of the Whole recommendations, beginning on page 23. Deputy Warden, please.
I move that municipal council amend AM 1.4.11 community contributions policy by listing the visitor information center's annual receiving funding in accordance with 7-day notice given on March 17th, 2023.
Thank you. Seconded by Councillor Longmire. Discussion. All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion passed. Deputy Warden, the second one, please, on page 23.
I move that municipal council amend AM -1.4.12 tax exemption reduction policy by adding Port Royal Lighthouse Association AAN 0339071, Bridgetown Curling Club AAN 004756602, and removing Bridgetown Curling Club AN 004756602. That's the, we're adding and removing the same thing there.
Partial.
No, from partial tax exemption. That's what I put it to. Pursuant to 7-day notice given March 17th, 2023.
Thank you. Seconded by Councillor Enslow. Discussion, please. Councillor Hudson.
It's just a question. Could somebody clarify for me again, in respect to the Bridgetown Curling Club, what was added and what was removed? Is the two pieces of property there?
To recognize Shelley, our manager of revenue.
Bridgetown Curling Club was just a partial exemption, which means although they were classified as commercial, they were charged at the residential rate. So they have since applied for the full tax exemption. So we removed them from the partial and added them to the full.
Okay.
Same property.
Okay, thank you.
Further discussion? All in favor?
Yes.
Thank you. We will now move to page 24. I could say a whole bunch of things. Councillor Enslow, would you like to move this, please?
I appreciate it, sir. I move that municipal council hold a public meeting in the community of Bridgetown to discuss Granville Street parking redevelopment project.
Seconded by Councillor Connor. Now, I'm just wondering what the mover of this motion expects the process to be, assuming council will pass the motion.
It's a good question, sir.
For example, that municipal council holds a public meeting. Good. See you in a couple of years' time.
No, for sure. So I would like.
But I expect that you expect the staff will look at this and come up with some timings and come back.
Yes, sir. And it really shouldn't just be for the redevelopment project. It should just be the use of the funds from the sale of the town hall. That was our main discussion at that point, right? Am I correct? It wasn't just that project. It was to see what the town wanted to use those funds for.
So would you like to make an amendment?
I would like to make an amendment.
I'd like to point out to people who are watching that we discuss these things in committee of the whole.
Yes.
Often quite extensively, and then we have a week to think of them and maybe decide we want different approaches. Councillor Enslow.
I would like to amend the wording to the motion to reflect, to discuss the use of the money, the funds from the sale of the former town hall. Period.
Just take something out.
Doesn't do it.
What do you want to
Sorry.
change something to something?
Sorry, I would like to change
Granville Street.
Granville Street
redevelopment project?
redevelopment project to the use of the funds from the sale of the former town hall.
And nothing to do with the funds from the process I'll call dissolution. So if council passes that, we're only talking about funds from the sale of the former town hall. Is that right? Somebody tell me.
That's what it says.
Okay. Do we have a seconder for that amendment? Councillor Hudson. Discussion on the amendment. Councillor Carl.
I think during the public meeting that we definitely can bring to their attention that there is a small amount left from dissolution to help them in any project that they want going forward.
I agree.
Thank you. Councillor Gunn.
I think this will be a very interesting conversation when this happens.
I look forward to it.
Oh, yeah. So do I. I'll be sitting back, having a smile.
Further discussion. We will vote on the amendment. The clerk read the amendment, please.
It was moved by Councillor Enslow, seconded by Councillor Hudson, to amend the motion to change the words Granville Street Parking Redevelopment Project to use of funds from the sale of former town hall.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
You opposed? Carried. We will now vote on the amended motion. Discussion. All those in favor of the amended motion?
Yes.
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. Deputy Warden, the submission boundary review, please.
Yes. I move to authorize the warden and municipal clerk to submit an application to the Nova Scotia Utility and Review Board, NSUARB, to confirm the number of boundaries of polling districts at 11 and to confirm the number of councillors at 11 pursuant to Section 369 of the Municipal Government Act.
Thank you. Seconded by Councillor Prout. Discussion.
Oh, right here, sir.
Deputy Warden, followed by Councillor Gunn.
I've had a number of residents ask about how they make comments on this to UARB. I was wondering if some knowledgeable person on staff could maybe enlighten me.
So when the UARB receives the submission, they will convene a public hearing. They will provide us with their ad to advertise the public hearing and how residents may make comment to the UARB at that time for the hearing.
Thank you.
Councillor Gunn, please.
Thank you. I was going to pretty much make the same point.
But you won't.
No, well, he's already made it, so it'd be moved.
Okay. All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Opposed? Motion carried. Who would like to take Carlton Road Industries Association? Deputy Warden?
I move that municipal council amend AM-1.4.12 tax exemption and reduction policy by adding Carlton Road Industries Association AAN 011-27705 in accordance with 7-day notice given on April 11, 2023.
Thank you. Seconded by Councillor LeBlanc. Thank you. Discussion. All in favor? Yes.
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carried. Deputy Warden, please.
I move that municipal council amend AM-1.2.3 warden and deputy warden policy as revised and circulated pursuant to 7-day notice given on April 11th, 2023.
Thank you. Seconded by
Second.
Councillor Gunn. Discussion. All in favor?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carried. Councillor Berto, would you like the next one?
I could. That municipal council refer the substantial alteration application for the replacement of the existing green asphalt shingles to black metal roof material for municipally registered heritage property, St. John's Anglican Church, 694 Highway 201, Rochelle, to the Heritage Advisory Committee.
Thank you. Seconded by Councillor LeBlanc. Discussion. Deputy Warden.
I've admired this building for quite some time as I drive the 201 to get here. What I did notice is most of the shingles don't appear to be green. I mean, I am surveying it as I go by 80 kilometers an hour, so my vision may deceive me. There's a little bit of green, and most of them appear to be black. Am I incorrect?
Well, I think the way the motion is worded, they'll get on, if it goes to Heritage Committee and they agree, they'll get on the roof and take out the green ones. Linda.
I just wanted to make note, I noticed the same thing. I came to work that way this morning and slowed down going, well, in this lighting, they don't exactly look that green. They look more gray black, absolutely. But that'll all come out and wash during our Heritage Advisory Committee.
So there's no need for an amendment? Councillor Berto.
And as they are, whatever color they are, it's really dark. Shingles, almost black. And they were replaced with those shingles before, and previous to that they were black. I'm no longer on the board of directors on that. I was for years, so I know a little bit about it. All I'm saying is, if this goes ahead and is approved, then that becomes moot. You know, if the black metal roofs goes back on, you know, that's the decision.
Further discussion. All in favor?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carried. Deputy Warden, how about the former Upper Clements Park structure?
Sure. I move that municipal council authorize staff to proceed with the cleanup of the remains of the structure that was destroyed by fire on March 30th, 2023 at the former Upper Clements Park with funding to come from operational reserves.
Seconded by Councillor Gunn. Discussion. Councillor Hudson.
Yes, a question. Is there a time that's attached to this as to, how long is this going to take the staff to clean up this or to conduct this work? I've heard at previous meetings that they're basically very well committed already to what they're doing. Anyway, I was just wondering how much time is this going to take for staff to do this?
Very fast, possibly today.
Huh?
Very fast, possibly today.
Right here.
Councillor Gunn.
Thank you very much. I'm more interested, and I've been queried by a few people on the remains of that building. Like a lot of people say, my God, what's going to happen to that stone? I want to buy some of that stone. And I said, well, I wouldn't know anything about that, but I would hope that somewhere along the line, the stone would be saved for something, because the stone was cut field stone. And people think that parts of that should be reused if possible, not just hauled and taken to a dump site where it's crushed or whatever. Thank you.
Thank you.
So,
Further discussion. Councillor LeBlanc.
so at this moment, what is being said here now in this motion is it's going to be cleaned up and put into, or hauled away. There's no indication that some would be sold or attempted to be sold or any inquiries in that direction.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Well, then I'd like to change that.
It says clean up, it doesn't say
You want to-
Without an amendment, it would
Hold on, please. CAO.
I'd like to invite Jim to speak. He and I have been talking about this, and he can go over the costs and logistical issues.
We have been providing security during daylight hours there because the basement of the place is open And people are in, as you know, at Upper Clements, people go wandering around there all the time, and we didn't want anybody falling in the hole, etc. So what we can do, there has been some inquiries from various councillors about access to brick. We will set the stone aside and pile it somewhere. We will have to get control of it, because once we pile it, it'll go.
Yep.
It'll be gone. Unless we take it back to one of our sites and haul it somewhere where it can be controlled, and then we get into a management issue of managing stone. You know, unless we take the stone and reuse it someplace else. You know, whatever council wishes. You know, I need to know now, because we can give the contractor the green light to go ahead and start cleaning that up after the meeting's over.
As the
Well,
That's it.
thank you. Councillor Longmire, succeeded by Councillor Gunn.
Thank you, Warden. I've been hearing that perhaps there has been some stone that's already been moved off the site. And so it was interesting to hear that we have security during daylight hours and not nighttime.
Thank you. Councillor Gunn?
Thank you very much, and my question would be, has the contract already been awarded for that cleanup?
For this, given the urgent matter and the relatively low cost, our procurement policy allowed us to make a direct award given the urgent situation.
Okay, thank you. Well, I would also go on to make an amendment to that motion that the refuse or the stone from that place be set aside on the property. I wouldn't say move it anywhere, just on the property. Set that some of that stone aside that could be reused.
Could you give us your wording and where you would like it to go, please?
I could, yes, very easily. I would say that the stone, let me see, I'll just look at the motion as it sets, please. To clean up the remains of the structure that was destroyed by fire, and that the stone from the structure be piled in the playground, which is just 100 feet away from the house, and be piled there. So that until it can be sold by, I don't know, tender, whatever, until it can be sold. People will buy, I'll buy.
Thank you. I would like to add, my understanding is that Councillor Gunn has said that municipal council authorized staff to proceed with the cleanup of the remains of the structure that was destroyed by fire, and then he inserted
And that the stone be piled in the former playground until it can be sold by tender.
Sure. Tender or till it can be sold. And I'm not sure, I guess tender would be the best way.
I guess we've had so many inquiries, Councillor. People would like to buy 10 stones. People would like to buy all the stones. You know, so maybe we want to keep them and use them someplace that council decides they want to
True enough.
do something.
Okay, that's fine. We'll take out the sold part.
So we'll keep the stones and we'll protect them somewhere.
Yes.
We'll probably have to haul them somewhere, and that's fine. We'll move them.
Yeah, and I'd like to recommend, make your motion just about the preserving of the stones. Let you work with the contractor to figure out what to do, where to put them.
Good. Thank you. Just to preserve the stones, that would be good.
So do you wish
to preserve it as much as possible?
So do you wish to delete the words you put after fire and insert new words, or change the words that you put in after fire?
Well, now, isn't that a question? The former Upper Clements Park, and that the stones be preserved. Let's leave it that. By the county, by Annapolis County.
And then we continue on March 30th, 2023 at the upper former Clements Park with funding to come from operational reserves.
That's right.
Okay, now,
So you're inserting after.
that's where he wanted it.
Okay.
Okay, if we could now read the motion
Is there a second?
as it is. Do we have a seconder for that amendment?
So you want it.
Councillor Prout.
After this, I think this one.
You just gotta give me a second.
Yep.
And may we hear the amended
I'm
motion?
trying to get it there, yeah. So the amendment is to insert after destroyed by fire and that the stones be preserved.
On March 30th.
Should be to the 23rd.
Yeah, after the 20th, if we could, that the stones be, if that could go after the 23rd, the date, please. Destroyed by fire on that, blah, blah, and that the stones be preserved.
And they're to be preserved at the park.
Sure.
No.
Or,
That's what the motion says.
No, he took
He took
that
I
that.
took that
We
out.
took that.
Oh. So, if this amendment passes, the motion as amended would read that municipal council authorize staff to proceed with the cleanup of the remains of the structure that was destroyed by fire on March 30th, 2023, and that the stones be preserved at the former Upper Clements Park with funding to come from operational reserves.
You changed that
I
out.
would recommend taking that.
Yeah, we changed it. That's good.
That's what this amendment
No,
would
you
make
wanted
the
it-
motion read.
Pardon me?
Councillor Gunn has indicated that that is his preference.
That's fine.
That
And
is an
as far as where they actually go, we've got it, that they'll be preserved at the park. But if staff, in their wisdom, decides to move them somewhere else, then that's their wisdom. If they deal with our.
Staff follows what's goes by motion.
The staff follows what the motion says. And we have here an indication of trying to draft motions on the spot. It's not an enjoyable experience.
No, it's not.
So let's hear the wording once more. Kirk, please.
If the amendment passes, what the amended motion would read,
We would read.
that municipal council authorize staff to proceed with the cleanup of the remains of the structure that was destroyed by fire on March 30th, 2023, and that the stones be preserved at the former Upper Clements Park with funding to come from operational reserves.
If we could just put, and that the stones be preserved, comma, and take out the, at the former Upper Clements. There would be a comma.
No.
Be preserved.
Can't we put an or where staff deems best?
With a smile, if I'm ever known to do that. We're engaged in a discussion.
You could put that at the end of the motion.
You're asking to take a break? Yes. We'll take a break, please. Thank you. We're now back in
I would.
Councillor Gunn, please.
Thank you very much. I would like to not make that motion.
Withdraw that amendment?
Withdraw that amendment,
Thank you.
but I'd like to make another.
Okay.
And at the end of operational reserves period, could we insert, and the stones be preserved for future use, period.
Do we have a seconder for that amendment? Councillor Sheridan. Discussion on the amendment, which says that the stone shall be preserved for future use. Councillor Barto, please.
As long as you don't say it's not talking about the amendment, but it generally is, but I have to, in whether it can come back and be a discussion on main motion, I can still do that, but you'll tell me if I gotta stop and come back later. But it's, how do we, by stating that, those terms, how do we preserve them from walking off the site? We're just making it easier for somebody else that might come in there and pick them up. How do we maintain those? We preserve them for what? For don't we need to do better than we have before. And do we preserve them on site, and how do we have security that they're not going to walk away? And how do we deal with disposing of if somebody wants to buy it? The motion says preserve, but do we come back with another motion to deal with dispensation? Thank you.
CAO.
We're going to work on a plan to not keep them there. We'll move them to a more secure location.
So this will be fine for the purposes going forward.
Yes, but we'll put them somewhere so that they can be held safe, and then we have the time to think, and council has the time to get into it.
I think
I'd like to see.
Thank you.
Okay, Councillor Gunn, please.
Well, thank you, and I was going to make that would be up, this motion leaves it to staff to take care of that, to do their job, and they will preserve them for future use.
Councillor Enslow, please.
Thank you, sir. So the only thing that I just wanted to put out there was, here we go again with spending more money on this site, and that's all I want to say.
Thank you. Councillor Logwire.
Thank you. Timing. We only have security during the day, as we heard earlier, and I can assure you that pilfering will happen. The stones are moving, and so it's expensive. These stones are precious. There's no doubt in my mind about that.
Could you tell us why they're precious?
Well, they were cut. They were one by one carried there. Like, this house was a beautiful property at one time, and I believe in my heart that we did not do it justice. We didn't look after it. And those stones are the last remaining parts of that property and should be looked after. Yeah, I'm tired of hearing the noise in community. It's frustrating. And I know the midnight hour is coming upon us, and human resource is tough to come by, and the time to get it, and the vehicles to move it, it's just all so consuming. But I hope that we can do better. Thanks.
Thank you. Councillor LeBlanc.
From what I hear from this motion, we are going to keep those stones for us to use, period. It doesn't appear that we have any idea of selling them or anything like that. It is for us to use, period. Am I getting this correct? Is that what the motion was supposed to mean? If I could have some clarity from Councillor Gunn.
Thank you very much. And the stones be preserved for future use. What that says to me is that if someone comes along and wants to buy them and offers us money for them, we may well sell them. If we want to keep them and use half of them ourselves, we can use them ourselves. That's what this addition to the motion says to me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Councillor Bart, Councillor Hudson had his name up before.
Yeah. Just going along with what Councillor Gunn had just said, I don't want to see these stones piled somewhere and sit there as a pile for years and years and years. But having said that, I would like to make an amendment to the amendment that said that they be preserved for sale. We must accept the fact that if we don't want a pile of rocks sitting there forever, and if we are successful and we do go forward with selling the property, if the stones were left there, we're going to have to move it, right? And so anyway, I just think we might as well opt them up for sale.
We have a
That's future use by someone, right?
seconder for the amendment to the amendment.
So the amendment would be to what?
To preserve them for sale.
Could we have the motion if it were to be amended?
If it were to be seconded?
Yes. Wait, sorry, Councillor Longmire seconds.
So the amendment to the amendment is to add and that they be preserved for sale. Is that what you asked?
Yes. So that precludes, I hesitate to be talking, to tell you the truth. But that precludes any use of those stones except for sale. So we are having discussion on the amendment to the amendment. Councillor Burke.
When I had my hand up earlier, Councilman Hutchinson was in the same direction as what I was going to be saying, but I was going to say to be preserved or recycled. We can recycle it ourselves, we can sell it, that would be a more encompassing word than for sale. So if we wanted to do something, we could. If we wanted to sell them, we could.
But we can't use that word. We don't go beyond an amendment to the motion.
Well, this is amendment to his amendment.
So we are already amending an amendment, so we're already 2 steps out from the main motion. We don't go any farther. So you have to discuss the amendment to the amendment.
Yes.
May I withdraw my amendment?
To the amendment.
That's right.
Thank you. All right.
Do you want to read?
For sale.
If Council President doesn't want to redo it, I could say the amendment could be to preserve for recycling. And I think that would make it more possible for disposal of product.
Could we have that read, please?
I'm still trying to capture. You want to amend the amendment to do what?
Remove the for reuse and just say for recycling.
No, I'm not clear on it yet.
The original one worked.
You want to change from future use to be recycled.
Or recycling.
Reserve for recycling. Or to be recycled, take the jump.
No, you tell me which.
He initially said for recycling.
Yeah, I'm going too back far on the page. So you want to change preserved for future use to preserved for recycling?
Yes.
And that is your amendment to the amendment, for which we need a seconder. Is there a seconder to the amendment to the amendment? There is no seconder, so that is no longer on the table. And we have now
So I don't believe the motion has been amended.
we just got the conversation going.
I'm just trying to keep the record straight.
Okay, Clerk, where do you think we are?
Back here. Give me a second, I'm reviewing.
The First Amendment.
There are on the floor
Yes.
to add that the stones be preserved for future use.
Discussion.
I'll get in on it.
Councillor Connell?
I'll support that amendment because I think down the road, once we find out how many rocks or bricks are really hard, because I don't know if there's a half ton, 10 ton, 100 ton, or a million ton. I don't know. So I think the amendment is for staff to get them somewhere to preserve them, and then gives us time to think about it. If somebody wants to put a motion on the floor in a month's time, what to do with the big pile of stone, then it's appropriate to deal with it once we realize how much it is, and maybe there's ideas that'll come forward from the councillor to make a monument out of something. But I think that today, that takes care of the brick.
And they're not to be sold. No. All right, further, Councillor LeBlanc?
I will agree with the amendment to the motion. However, I do believe that if that's the case, when this has been done, and going on Councillor Connell's comments, that a report be brought back to indicate how much tonnage we do have and see what we can or can't do with it.
So are you offering an amendment to the amendment?
I'd rather make a new motion.
After this discussion?
Yes, it better be a new motion. This is by itself.
Question?
You're not supposed to call it
Now,
a question.
do you mean that?
We're not
Are you
supposed to.
calling for the question?
Yes, sir.
All right, we have to have a vote,
Yeah,
and it
exactly.
must be, I think, 2/3 in favor. Debate is stopped. All those in favor of calling the question, please raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4,
That's unanimous.
5,
Well,
6, 7, 8, 9. All opposed? 2. The motion is carried. We will now put the question on the latest amendment. And can we have that again, please?
It was moved by Councillor Gunn, seconded by Councillor Sheridan, to amend the motion by adding at the end, and that the stones be preserved for future use.
Thank you. All in favor?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. We will now vote on the motion, or we are now considering the main motion. Discussion.
As amended.
As amended. Discussion. We will vote. All in favor?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Maybe Councillor Connell can help me out here. I move that municipal council directs staff to bring back information on how much tonnage or approximate anyway, we would have from the former Upper Clements house.
Could you read that, please?
It was moved by Councillor LeBlanc to direct staff to bring information on how much stone was collected, is what I... Is there a time frame?
Is that okay with you, Councillor LeBlanc?
Sounds great.
We have a seconder for that motion, Councillor Connell. discussion. Councillor Longmire.
Thank you. Every hour we sit here, there's a risk that the stones are moving. Like we've already spent March 30th to today's date, April 18th, with an unsecured site at nighttime. I don't know how quickly we can even expect our public works or whomever is going to be hired to do this removal to a safer site is going to actually be able to happen. That's a huge question to answer. It's got to be reasonable. Timing's everything.
Thank you. Further discussion? All those in favor?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Sewer rates.
I noticed, oh, never mind. All right, Deputy Warden, sewer rates counted, please.
Yes. I move that municipal council authorize an increase to the county sewer rate of 2%, resulting in a flat rate annual charge of $590.39 per equivalent unit.
Thank you. Seconder.
Oh, here.
Councillor Gunn, thank you. Discussion. Councillor Sheridan.
Could I just ask when the bills will be going out in the mail for this? Is it going to be immediately after? Because I know they really expect them to April, sorry.
We're hoping to have the bills to the printer probably tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
Tomorrow, good.
Further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Thank you. Motion passed. Now, I don't know if Councillor Hudson or Councillor Enslow would like the next one.
No fighting.
Go ahead.
Councillor?
No, you can. You move. I did the last one.
I move that municipal council authorize an increase to the Bridgetown sewer rate of 2% to both the base and variable rates, resulting in a base rate of $13.08 per quarter and $2.12 per cubic meter.
Thank you. Seconded by Councillor Connell. Discussion. Sorry, Councillor Gunn, did you have your hand up? No. Okay. All right. Councillor Bartow.
It was raised before the possibility that the Bridgetown rate and the county rates weren't equivalent, and that the county residents were paying more per household. I'm just wondering why or when we move forward to equalizing some of these charges, so that it's, it doesn't matter where you live, you provide this sewer service, that you would be paying similar or even more rates. That's my concern.
Thank you. CEO, would you like to answer that question?
Manager of Finance, do you want to comment for the council?
Yeah, I'll start on that. So the rates are for two separate systems, right? So the county rates fund the county sewer system, and the Bridgetown rates fund a separate Bridgetown system. So that, I guess, is the reason that there's a difference between the two. And going forward, I believe it's this fiscal year that we're going to look at this and come back with a proposed combined bylaw for calculating the rates with similar theories across the board. But this will be factoring in, just based on my workshop, a slide where I had how we would calculate our user fees. We'd have the operational costs for each system. We'd have our capital replacements forecasts for each system. They're not connected, so they are separate systems. And then we would factor in inflationary costs into that to develop our rates. So in terms of timing, this fiscal year, we need to get a better handle on this and come back with a combined bylaw.
Councillor Bartow?
Yeah, just to ensure that that work is done prior to this time next year, so that we're not in the same situation all over again, is my concern.
Thank you.
Once we finish.
Now, Councilor Bartow, you indicated that you have a concern. You have stated your concern quite clearly. Am I correct?
I think so. The way you asked the question, I'm not sure, but
Oh, yeah.
But you made no motion.
You have stated a concern. We're going to get up and we're going to go to lunch.
Yes.
And we're going to come back and we're going to finish the meeting. And we're going to go away and we're going to come back next week and next week and 3 months after that. You have stated your concern.
So you would like me to put a time on it?
Oh, no. I'm not in the business of telling you what I would like you to do. But you may wish to do something after we look after this motion. Further discussion on the motion. All those in favor?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. Motion is passed. Okay, Deputy Warden, next one, please. Councillor Hudson.
If I may, I would like to make a motion that that staff prepare a staff report for presentation to the council regarding the sewer rates in the county.
Look, I'm sorry, but I've never heard such an incomplete motion. The effect of your motion would be to have them prepare a report on sewer rates in the county. I mean, it's quite clear what you're saying. Okay. Is there a seconder to that motion, please?
Could I hear the motion?
To direct staff to prepare a staff report regarding the sewer rates in the county.
Oh.
Is there a seconder for that motion?
That wasn't my intention, but anyway.
No, please. I thought that's what I heard.
No, I know.
So where are we talking?
This is what they're.
Is there a seconder for the motion? Councillor Bartow seconds. Discussion. Councillor Bartow.
Before I make a statement which is going to put undue pressures on, can I ask what would be an appropriate time that the staff could return this back to us for consideration?
What? Manager of Finance, may I call on you to answer that? So Councillor Bartow had asked for what would be a timeline for us to prepare a report that could define the actions around this and the timing. When could we have that report ready for council?
So we're working on the budget right now, and then the next step is financial statements, which we jumped into for 22-23. So I would say the best timing for staff, because it's council, would be in the summer, like in August, which would precede budget by quite a few months for next year. To provide some timing, but I'd like to also get the Director of Operations input on this, because it will be the two of us working on this.
And we don't have meetings in August, so it can be September.
To the discussion about what the Manager of Finance said earlier about coming forward with a combined rate for next year, I suggest the work we're
Excuse me,
doing.
that's not the motion.
August is fine.
But that's not the motion.
No, but the time.
No, we don't meet in August.
Okay, September.
Councilor Bartow.
Can I hear the motion as is before I move to make an amendment?
Certainly.
It was moved by Councillor Hudson, seconded by Councillor Bartow to direct staff to prepare a staff report regarding sewer rates in the county.
Please.
In the county, I guess as long as in the county includes Bridgetown, like, it's, Bridgetown is part of the county, but it's perceived, would it be appropriate to say including the area of Bridgetown and to be presented to council in September, committee of the whole? Or would you prefer to not put it?
No, you're offering an amendment, right?
Yes.
Okay. Could we have the motion read as to what it would be if the amendment were adopted?
Can I just make sure I have the amendment
Yes.
clear first? Because there isn't one yet. To amend the motion to include Bridgetown and to bring it to September Committee of the Whole. Is that your amendment?
Yeah, that's a little short and clean, but I don't believe, but I think it covers it.
Then you would need to repeat the words you want in it. I tried to bring the words from general discussions.
Include Bridgetown, you should say include the area of Bridgetown. And to bring it back to the
to include the area of Bridgetown and bring it to September Committee of the Whole. Is that your motion? So if the motion is amended to add that, just give me a second. The motion would be to direct staff to prepare a staff report regarding the sewer rates in the county, to include the area of Bridgetown, and to bring it to September Committee of the Whole. That's if there's a seconder on this amendment.
Is there a seconder to the amendment? Councillor Hudson, thank you. Discussion on the amendment. Councillor Con.
I will support the motion, but I would like to see going forward that we don't separate Bridgetown as its own entity. It's part of the county.
Thank you. Deputy Warden, followed by Councillor Ansel.
I was going to say very much the same thing as Councillor Connell, but I also realized that Annapolis, Royal, and Middleton are also both part of the county, as is, I suspect, part of Kingston's system.
Thank you. Councillor Ansel, please.
Municipality.
I just want to make sure that we're actually really clear on what we plan to do with, like, from the way that maybe I'm listening to it wrong. We're just going to get the same information back.
Right.
There's no, what's the end goal? Is the end goal to review rates to bring them to an area rate, or to bring them to one county? Because right now we just, here's what's going on. There's no recommendation, or there's no, so I just want to know what.
Is it too late to just tweak the wording a little bit on my motion?
That's up to council. Can he tweak away?
We'll move to equalization of rates.
Recommendations for
equalization. Yeah, the recommendation for equalization of rates.
You're not, no.
It's not.
Can we put it on hold?
We need to get Jason's form up here.
We come back to this. What do you want? Yeah. Do you want staff to bring, as staff suggested, I'm sorry, if I may. Staff suggested they were going to bring a document about a combined rate for the sewer rates for next year. Is that what report you are looking for?
Yeah, I think, yeah.
And you want that report at September Committee of the Whole?
The word combined sounds like it would cover it better.
Staff said that they would be working this year on bringing a report to you about a combined sewer rate for next year. Is that what this motion is asking for to come in September?
Yeah, as long, it's council. And it's,
Yes.
as long as we don't get the same thing over again, like it's a workhorse.
But we won't. The way it's worded, we will be getting the recommendation.
Your motion right now is asking for a staff report on the sewer rates.
Yeah.
So a staff report on sewer rates will come and say, these are the sewer rates.
No, we don't want.
What do you want is what you have to consider
Yes.
putting in your motion. Do you want, as staff suggested, that they will be working on a document for a combined rate for moving forward next year for sewer rates?
Yes.
Is that what you are looking to come in September? If I might suggest.
Yes, please.
So the motion on the floor.
Excuse me, Councillor Hudson.
Yeah, just to clarify, Councillor Enslow, what the goal of my motion was simply this, was that if there was an area in the county that was served the same rate, and I mean served with water and sewer, they should pay the same rate. Because that is not the case now. And I will use Bridgetown as an example. If you live in town proper, we pay water rates and we pay sewer rates based on our consumption. If you live over in Carlton Corner, you pay water rates and you pay a flat yearly fee for your sewer. Both areas are served with water and sewer. So the rates for both of those areas and how those residents are charged should be the same.
So if I may, then perhaps there needs, before there's an amendment, there probably needs to be clarity in Councillor Hudson and Barto's motion on what your intent is that you would like to see a staff report on. Because I think it has gone.
That was my intent.
I think I'm really confused.
But that's not, your motion just asked
No,
for
I
a
know.
report. So if you could put some more meat in that before it tries to be amended, because it's going way out in rabbit holes right now.
Shared intent.
Yes. I'm with the understanding that staff was going to bring us back a report with all this information in a workshop. So I'm really lost on this. Sorry, guys, but I am. I guess if you could just ask staff when they expect to bring that, we could probably end this. But just my opinion.
Thank you. So are you asking to see?
Yeah, could I just ask staff when they plan to bring this forward?
Yeah, September.
Thank you.
First already.
There we go.
And then, what report is coming back in September? What information, what is the nature of the information that will be in that report?
Manager Finance, do you want to try and define a list for council?
Sure. My thoughts would be, we'd be bringing back a potential proposed bylaw to combine the two. We have now an M10 and a Bridgetown bylaw. We would be looking at combining the two. We'd come back with the theory behind the rate calculations and some forecasts based on, average usage and that kind of theory in the report. Beyond that, I don't really think there's anything else to report on beyond that in terms of coming up with a rate. Does that sound reasonable to our Director of Operations as well?
Yeah, please.
And I'd like to add to that, Jerry Eisner did the work for Annapolis and ourselves, is doing work on combining our water rates together.
Okay.
So we're going to get a combined rate to present to council for water for the county.
Thank you. Thanks, Councillor Sherry. So we have
Right now, there's an amendment
there's an amendment to the motion.
on the table.
Could we read the amendment, please?
It was moved by Councillor Barto, seconded by Councillor Hudson to amend the motion to include the area of Bridgetown and bring it to September Committee of the Whole. That's amending a motion to direct staff to prepare a report regarding the sewer rates in the county.
So we're talking on the amendment.
On the amendment.
Councillor LeBlanc and then Councillor Barto, please.
With the information that we have just received, I think we're getting that, as you said, in September. I think that's what our CAO has indicated through the finance. Do we actually need this motion at all? That is just, I don't think we do.
That's for...
Yes, but I'm just putting it out there. Thank you.
Councillor Barto.
With that new information that came to light, that the staff is hoping to get that progress and will be bringing it to council at September Committee of the Whole. Even at that time, when it has some meat to it, we can review it, and if we want to tweak it, then we can. I think that maybe I would remove.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Because he's not. No. I could remove my amendment, and in light of that.
Thank you.
So you withdrew your...
Yeah.
Thank you. So we now have the original motion of Councillor Hudson. Councillor Hudson, please.
Again, if this is already in process, a report has currently been, staff has been directed to prepare this report, and this report is to come back to council, I will remove my motion.
Thank you. Next, Warden, please. No, Councillor Crowder.
If I may interrupt just briefly, most of us I think, are aware that Nova Scotians are asked today to observe a moment of silence at noon. And as I see by my watch, and it usually keeps pretty good time, it's 2 minutes to 12 with the agreement of council. Perhaps that might be something.
Is that because of the Board of thing?
Yes. Today and tomorrow, both times. I just put that out there as the time is near.
Is council in agreement with the moment of silence with regard to... Yes. Thank you.
The other one will go real quick, the next motion.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we wish to continue or pause for lunch?
I think we should continue.
Just finish one more.
Okay, Deputy Warden, please.
I move that municipal council provide a letter of awareness to the Lawrencetown Exhibition Youth Arena to accompany their 2023-2024 recreational facility development grant application, noting that no funding has been requested from the municipality for their warm room extension and insulation project.
Thank you. Seconder, Councillor Enslow. Discussion.
Oh, if I may, sir, I'm all for this, but I did want to, and I know we just rehashed or hashed this Bridgetown sewer rates, but I don't have a check mark. I have a check mark by my county sewer rates we went by, and then somebody made a motion, and I think we forgot the 2023 sewer rates for Bridgetown.
That was in the past.
Yes, but that was it.
That was the whole.
I'll be quiet. Thank you.
Thank you. We're dealing with the Lawrencetown Exhibition Youth Arena. Discussion. All in favor?
Yes.
Yep.
Thank you. Councillor Barto, please. Page 25.
Pen turned over here. Move that municipal council request Minister of Public Works to review, should be the Nova Scotia Minister of Public Works, to review the speed limit of 80 kilometers in the passing zone approaching Community Granville Ferry from Victoria Beach with a view to eliminate the passing zone and/or reduce the speed on this approach and review the speed limit in the community of Granville Ferry.
Is there a second? Were you waving your hand? Councillor Connell seconds. Discussion. All in favor?
Yes.
Thank you. Councillor Connell, would you like to do the next one? Seeing as how it's got Margaret'sville in there?
Yes. I'd like the municipal council accept a letter of application from Atlanta Hospice Society, AAN number 09-148-698 and AAN number 09-149-129 and the Friends of the Margaret'sville Lighthouse, AA number 03-390-594, and add them to the AM-1.4.12 tax exemption and reduction policy for 23-24 in accordance with the 7-day notice given on April 11th, 2023.
Thank you. Is there a seconder? Councillor Gunn. Discussion. All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carried. Tax exemption.
We didn't vote on it.
Is that this?
We didn't vote on that. Okay, I thought
And then he made a second motion.
Tax exemption.
we did this one and then we made this.
We just did that.
All right, thank you. We're now moving to new business, page 45, Warden's update, please.
Morgan?
Mr. Warren.
We had our moment of silence.
No, we did.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did.
I said, shall we observe a moment of silence? And you said yes, and we were silent. And I said, thank you.
He even made me stop typing.
Thank you.
Warden's update. Councillor Hudson.
Yes, if we could back up to that last motion that was made. And I just want to make a note there that it says for the years 2023-24. And I believe we have a list, and that's an ongoing list. And I guess I would like to go back and make an amendment to that motion to remove the where it says 2023-24, because we have these lists that continue, are ongoing.
Is that just the date of the policy?
Huh?
Is that what it's meant?
Yes.
That's just the date of the policy?
Huh?
It's just the date of the policy.
I don't read it that way, but anyway.
I'm timorous to do this, but we've already voted.
I know.
And if you wish to bring forward a motion concerning that subject, please do so.
No, I won't bother.
Thank you.
We know what Tim was doing.
All right, now we are on page 46, I think.
Watching the ball game.
Do you want this one? Page 46, Councilor Edsel?
Oh,
Or not?
no, hold on a second. What's that one? Yes, sir. I I move that Municipal Council approve the Mountains and Meadows Group offer to purchase a portion of PID 05142039 in the amount of $85,000, including terms as outlined in the letter dated March 22nd, 2023.
Thank you. Seconded by Councillor Gunn. Discussion, please. Councillor Barton.
I read that it was an offer of $85,000 for property, and then it said, and contributions up to $100,000, but then later on it says $185,000. I just wanted to make sure that that was $185,000 in addition to the $85,000. That's item one, so I have a question on that.
They're separate items. So we had an assessment done for the property for $85,000 for its purchase value, and that will be the purchase value of the property. The other item is just giving background on other items that the municipality is doing to support the redevelopment, including the sewer line extension. So those other items totaling $185,000 are related to the sewer line extension. So the $185,000 and the $85,000 are totally separate items. $85,000 for the property, $185,000 towards the sewer line extension.
So it was amended from the $100,000 to the $185,000.
As we worked on some of the planning last year towards the sewer line costs, there were updates from Mountains and Meadows and what their contribution would need to be.
And it's my understanding the county shouldn't be absorbing extra costs to support a facility. What, do we have any estimate or idea what the actual cost may be? And if we approve this, then all of a sudden if it's $365 instead of $185, then the county would have to pay for a whole bunch more. So before approving a motion or something like this, we have to know more details on the dollar values so that we can go into this with clear heads and proper information. Because the $185, somebody could assume that means it's going to cover everything, but it might only cover half, it might cover a quarter, it might cover, we don't know.
Well, your motion today is for the land sale only.
But that hinges on their offer, what they're willing to contribute to the extension of the sewer. If we find out afterwards that they have not offered enough, who's on the hook? County? Or is there some wording in there that says they will cover the cost, not putting a dollar limit on it?
Well, my understanding is, and I think this is quite accurate, and Janice could add to it, the county has not been asked for any money for their redevelopment project.
But it's a municipal service sewer system.
Yeah, we will
on their property. So that was the gray area. Who's going to be responsible for this cost if there's overruns? Over and above this, and where did that figure come from? Did somebody just pull it out of the air?
Like said, it was appraised.
So are you talking about the $85,000 for the land purchase?
No, I'm talking about $185 for the cost of sewer extension.
That has nothing to do with this, right?
It's got nothing to do with it.
Nothing to do with
This is $100,000 for the sewer.
I know.
But in the background information that come along with that, this is all part of it. And if they're assuming going to be selling the land for that much, that part of the staff report actually indicates that in there. So it is part of this. It might not be written as the recommendation for purchase price of the property itself, but the background information is leading to believe that we would agree with them only providing that much money for that extension, which I think we're setting ourselves up for a possible fall on that one. Are we not?
Thank you.
Well, the background information is just other information on their project. There has been no request for the municipality to give them any funds, and the council has not approved anything else. The only specific thing now is that they've requested to purchase that piece of property for the 85,000.
If we come back and say that they can't get it for that, as long as they're understanding that, it might kill the budget.
And I'd like to invite Jim just to comment a little bit further.
Sure. So they're almost at the final design stage. So I anticipate it being out to tender within a month for the extension. At that time, we'll have a better estimate of the costs. But remembering these costs were put together about 2 to 3 years ago. And application for funding support from the federal and provincial governments. So that's maxed at $500,000. The 185 means the project was proposed at that time to be $685,000. When we get our cost estimate, the cost will go up, probably. I'm anticipating that on Hillside, but we'll have a better idea on Hillside when the tender closes here in a couple of days, and what the cost is there. Prices are coming down for construction. They're not as high as they were last year. So we'll see what the costs are, but that'll be a discussion for another day, when we do have real costs.
Thank you. Councillor Ansel, followed by Councillor Gunn, please.
Thank you, sir. I just had a couple questions. So I noticed from reading the document that part of this PID has the former Dove Pound coverall building that's on that site. I just wanted to confirm that and then confirm that, do we not use that anymore? Is there no use?
If I could invite Janice Young for that one.
So if you look further in the document, there is a concept drawing of what they're looking to survey off and pay for. It does not include the cost.
Okay, sure.
Councillor Gunn.
Thank you so much. And just for my own clarity, that what we're going to get and what they're going to put in for the sewer extension is clear in my mind. I mean, this is a wonderful thing that they're proposing here. This Mountains and Meadows, it's highly needed. It's great. I'm all for it, even if it costs us a couple of bucks. But the long and the short of it is, they're giving us $85,000 for the piece of land and $100,000 towards the sewer extension. Am I correct, sir? The sewer and the water extension. That's what this letter, that's $100,000.
The original estimates for the sewer call for $185,000 from them. And again, that's just background information in this report.
But that's not what this letter says. This is the David Dick
I'm sorry.
second.
At the time they gave us that letter, yes. There's also an email attached to your report that gives the update to the 185.
This one here.
Yes.
I met with Mountains Meadows, yes, they agreed to pay 100 towards the sand. Okay, there we got it. Okay, thank you so much. And I think it's important that this project go through. So thank you.
Further discussion on the motion.
Curious if our proposed source water protection area extends onto this block of property. We've got a couple of water wells on this. Yes, of course.
There are some wells further over, but it's having a finite building design that is self-contained, controlled. I'd be more concerned about what is happening with the spreading of alcohol from the meat plant than I would be about the construction of this facility. And we've talked to environment about that.
Thank you.
Janice again?
I would just like to note that in the motion, the date is 2022, not 2023. It's an error on my part.
Councillor LeBlanc, please.
Well, it really has nothing to do with the motion, because the motion is are we selling it or not. However, I would really like to know the way on page 49, the piece is cut out for the old Dove Pound. There's a section that keeps going. What, is there a reason, the way that piece is cut out? Can anybody This piece is, it's not a square or rectangular or nothing, or what's this
Where is it?
section for?
It's not our property.
On our property.
That's A or C.
This is not our property,
Everything inside the red is
Yeah.
our property.
and that's not.
That's not.
Isn't that the old dog pound?
No, the old dog pound's right.
Oh, I was one over. Sorry, thank you.
The adult residential.
Oh.
Or no, sorry, supervisor.
Further discussion on the motion. All in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Opposed? Motion is carried. Thank you. Now, councillor comments, beginning with District 1.
Thank you. I originally sent my councillor comments to the clerk on Sunday, but I'll be modifying them today. Within the last 24 hours, I've become aware of the racist graffiti which was placed on a road sign and on the roadway at the junction of Highway 221 and Stronach Mountain Road in District 1. As a lifelong resident of Malvern Square, I am both saddened and disappointed by this action. And on behalf of the residents of my community in District 1, I wish to apologize for this action and the harm that it has caused. I strongly condemn this act. Racism has no place in our community, in our county, or in our province. And I'll now continue with what were my original comments. The 2023 Eastern Canadian Gymnastics Championships are being held in Sherbrooke, Quebec in May. The Rainbow Riders Gymnastic and Trampoline Club in Middleton has 10 athletes who have qualified to compete based on the scores they achieved in competitions held in the last few months. These 10 athletes will join 29 others from around the province and compete as Team Nova Scotia in trampoline and tumbling. Included in these 10 local athletes are Annapolis County youth Riley Armstrong from Spa Springs, Mackenzie Roach from Wilmot, Coco Kaharski from New Albany, and Edison Roscoe from Paradise. The other team members include Charlotte Green, Leanne Bent, Lola Hutchinson, and Addison Spinney from Kings County, along with Azara Kenley and Laurel Camo from Digby County. The team coaches are Carol McKean and Carol Ann Prost. I'm sure that we all wish them all the best as they go forward and represent Nova Scotia. Looking forward, I would encourage everyone to take part in any local activities on Earth Day, Saturday, April 22nd. In addition, a reminder that Wednesday, April 26th is Administrative Professionals Day. These are truly the people who are the backbone of our companies, schools, businesses, and governments, including our own county. Finally, I would encourage everyone to support our local markets, flower shops, and nurseries as they help to prepare us for the upcoming gardening season. And I know you've all been waiting for this. Auntie Dorn's on Highway number 1 in Wilmot will be opening on Thursday, May 4th.
I'd like to say something about a part of Councillor Prout's presentation where he spoke about gymnastics competitions. The first gymnastic competition in Nova Scotia was in 1956. And a little girl who was 16, I think, at that time, was the first Nova Scotia Gymnastics Championship. By the way.
Knew that was coming.
Counselor two, please.
Cool. Yes, spring is here. The weather's changed and lots of new activities going on throughout all of our communities. So I hope that everyone supports the events across our county. In Margatsville, the first Saturday of every month is the breakfast in Margatsville. I think it's $12 per adult, $6 for teenagers, and under 4 free. That's the first Saturday. The first Sunday is breakfast in Fort George, so you can get filled both days. Also, at the community college at Middleton, the Farm Cafe that's there is hosting a farmer's market and a pay what you can meal on Wednesday, April 26th from 2 to 6. And that is supported in the community college and the farm cafe there. Other than that, enjoy the weather.
Thank you.
Are we going by number? Okay.
You're you.
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to say thank you for everyone. So I just want to start by saying it's been another busy month since the last council meeting of various meetings that we've had. And it's nice to see that, we're working together as a team, whether we disagree on certain things or not, that we do work together as a team. So during the past month, I've attended various events. I've visited multiple businesses within my district and had the opportunity to meet with citizens that I didn't even know moved to the area. So it was nice to meet with people. And some of the events I attended were the Lions Breakfast, which happens the first Saturday of every month at the Bridgetown Legion. As well as I visited various places, including the Arlington dumping site. The people in the district probably have seen that I've been starting to provide updates to be more open and transparent with communication. And it's so far I've received positive feedback from the citizens that they feel part of the county and know what's going on. As we get into spring, or we are in spring, you can definitely notice we are, because the huge lineups at Pearls in Paradise for the ice cream. I know we had officially had ours. So there's a few things I want to mention or point out within my district, because there's many things that go on. The 4-H Club meets at the Clarence Hall the second Thursday of each month at 7 p.m. The Bridgetown and Area Chamber of Commerce has an AGM the 20th this week, hosted at Lunds Mill at 6 p.m. As well as there is I know it's not in my district, but an Earth Day workshop at the Bridgetown Library from 11 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. And the last thing that I want to point out is there's various job opportunities within Annapolis County and, of course, Annapolis County municipality itself. I know that I've seen 3 or 4 job postings. I just want to be able to point that out to people that, if they're interested in municipal government and helping people at the grassroots, that this would be the great opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you. District 4, please.
Thank you. In spring weather, everything is coming to life. Please get out and support your communities, be it the farms, recreational events, community associations. Most community halls have bulletin boards indicating current events. Please pay attention to these when you're driving around the county and through various communities. I've asked you to please be part of making our communities vibrant and productive. Thank you.
District 5.
Thank you. So greetings from District 5. excuse me, I had the pleasure of visiting Bear River on the weekend and ate at Myrtle and Rosie's. And I delightfully was served a burger known as the breakfast burger. And I want to assure you that if you have not been, you must try it out. This breakfast burger was outstanding. From there, I visited the little shops in Bear River that I haven't been in the past couple of years due to COVID, and purchased a drum, and I was pretty excited. I've been looking for a drum for some time. Had a wonderful chat with the lovely ladies there at the local shops as well. The Fundy Thread and Thimble Club earlier in this month did host a bake sale to raise funds for accessible ramp and steps and looking into their heating source for their hall. And as we know, our halls do require a lot of our efforts as patrons to come and purchase tickets to different events, potlucks and dinners and such. Schaffner's Point Lighthouse. The Port Royal Lighthouse Association is still so active in raising monies, coming up with all kinds of delicious events. Their lobster roll, eat-in, take-out that was held on April 7th was a complete success and sold out quickly. There were different items raffled off, and it was enjoyed by people from all over our county, and I do thank those who attended from council. The support came from businesses throughout, sponsors, as Explore was part of that sponsorship, Scotiabank, and other local businesses. I always stress, how important it is to be a volunteer, and we need to celebrate all of those among us and out there around us who give their time to help different places move forward and survive. Motorcycles, walkers, our walking communities, we need to be very aware of and do our part not to shed grass out onto the roadways that can create an obstacle for our drivers of such motorized vehicles. Beautiful weather is upon us, and to continue. Thank you.
Thank you. District 6, I briefed participants at a meeting of Cornwallis Park Community Association on the 13th of April and exchanged views on various municipal matters. I took great pleasure, no matter what matter was raised, I said, phone Jim Young. I attended the Cornwallis Community Center lunch on the 15th of April, which was to thank community volunteers. And we know volunteers are hard to come by, but I'm gratified to see that there's still a lot of them around. The renowned Clementsport Legion Frenchies Fashion Show is on the evening of the 21st of April. And if you do nothing but support by laughing, it'll be a great evening. Dinner Theater returns to the Clementsport Legion on Saturday the 6th of May and Sunday the 7th of May, directed as usual by Dr. Simon Bonington. The Cornwallis Community Garden Association is gearing up for a bumper season. Adult gardeners, including some Ukrainians as well as school children. And stay tuned for information on the once again to be held garden party in August. It's the first one post-COVID. And everyone else is touting the renown of eating establishments in their district. And I'd like you to know that Frank and Dora's Eating Palace in Deep Brook is open. Indeed, last week I was chatting with a staff member, and I said, "Isn't it time you were going home?" And this staff member said, "I'm not going home, I'm going straight to Frank and Dora's." Thank you. District, who am I? 6, 7, please.
Yeah, very briefly. April is Autism Awareness Month, and just in regard to that, I just want to give a shout out to everyone that is caring for their loved ones for whatever reasons. And the commitment that these people are putting forward, I think they all need to be commended. Their lives are quite different. Thank you.
Thank you. District 8, please.
Thank you so much. Good morning and happy Earth Month. My phone calls and communications this month almost all related to the lack of potable water in downtown Bear River. And there is a concern that we are again changing hands and gaining another CAO. Yet the prospect of getting water to the Annapolis side is not advancing. For years now, the county council has agreed that the issue is of utmost importance, and the people of Bear River want us to remember to see this through imminently. We have a busy week coming up in District 8. Saturday is the long-anticipated return of the Maple Fest, the annual fundraiser for Milford Community Hall. There are 2 sittings, noon till 2 o'clock and 4 to 6. If you like a fantastic meal and great company, that's your place to go. It's always good. Saturday is also Earth Day, waterfront cleanup in Bear River between 9 and noon for any interested volunteers. The following Saturday, April 29th, is the spring market at the Foresters Hall in Clemensville. And between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m., you'll be able to find seeds, starters for your garden, baked goods, and more. Also in Bear River on the Thursday, the 27th at 3 p.m. is a meeting with the Bear River Economic Development Society. This society is like many societies. They're getting on in years. Most of them are in their 70s. Just like many in our area, have been driving by an aging group who are, for the most part, in their 70s, and they are tired. They would like to engage some younger people who can take the lead. They want to discuss ways to increase volunteerism with the residents and bring with the idea of bringing more tourism to the area. I'd also like to promote something happening in District 6 at the Upper Clements Community Hall on Saturday the 22nd as it relates to forestry. That's why I'm bringing it up. It's between 1 and 6 p.m. There will be a series of films and discussions related to forestry, species conservation, and other topics related to ecology. It's organized through the cooperation of environmentally active groups in this area. They are hoping to encourage citizens to participate in local initiatives, and I strongly encourage anyone interested in environmental issues to join in and see how you can participate. As well, I want to add this. I hope folks are getting their seeds ready for our planting season. And I really do encourage people to plant a garden and think of gardens this year. And as well, I'd like to inform citizens that they will get a chance to comment to the UARB on the decision of council to remain with the number of districts in the county and whether Annapolis County should run under a current warden system as opposed to a mayoral system. You'll get a chance when the UARB comes to town. Thank you.
Thank you. District 9, please.
I'm going to try not to cough. If I do, I'll stop. First of all, I have to express my thanks to staff today. We went around in circles a lot today with motions, so you are greatly appreciated, all of you. It was patience. You had a lot of it today. Thank you. I want to let you know that we had such a great turnout for the last 2 turkey dinners at the Lions Club in Nicktaw. That we're having another one this Sunday, April 23rd at 5 o'clock. Turkey dinner again. Also, up and coming next month, I will relay the date when I have it, that bingo will be starting again at the Nicktaw Fire Hall. So, yeah. So, yeah, that's all I've got to say right now. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. District 10, please.
Upcoming events in District 10, the Springfield Fire Hall is having a breakfast Saturday, April 22nd, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. It's $12 for a large plate, 8 for a small, and it is the regular bacon, pancake, sausage, and other cart stopping fare. The grand time. The Lawrencetown Area Seniors Association meets at 1:30 p.m. on May 8th downstairs in Lawrencetown Legion. To get a little far into the future, the Annapolis Valley Exhibition has announced their Yuck Yucks lineup of Peter Anthony, Trevor Lindsay, and Francis Weber. That is at the in the small arena, the small skating rink, where our wonderful booth usually is. That's August 18th. Also, drumroll please, at the Annapolis Valley Expedition, the main musical event on the Riverside stage is a Grammy-nominated singer-songwriter, and the big reveal will be on May 1st. Lawrencetown Consolidated School Spring Bingo is Friday, May 8th at 6 p.m. at Lawrencetown Consolidated School. And back out to Springfield, they're having the Loop Yard Sale. It covers Springfield, Ridge Road, and tentatively Lake Pleasant. Back and forth a little bit on Facebook. That is May 20th. And if you want to just tell everybody that you're having a table, you can sign up at Tammy's store. And if you want to purchase things, I'm sure you can just drive around the lovely community. The Brickton Hall is continuing their regular jam sessions Wednesdays at 7 p.m. And that is what I have for events.
Thank you. District 11, please.
Thank you. As everybody has mentioned, spring is in the air. People are outside. The voices of children playing, biking, running around, people walking in their plants, in their flower beds, and hopefully getting ready for their garden, as Councillor Gunn has said. It's nice to see. And all our businesses for ice creams, as I like to see and go to, are opening as well. I'd like just to put in a reminder that this is the second week of our spring cleanup, so hopefully people have been putting their stuff out there that maybe other people might share us and pick up before the truck comes around. In any case, that's all the news I have. Everybody has spoken quite well today.
Thank you. I'm now ready to declare the meeting adjourned if there's no objection. Meeting adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.